Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Niger Biz Review podcast. Today I'm talking about surviving during the COVID-19 crisis and positioning yourself for after the COVID-19 pandemic. That's the coronavirus pandemic. I welcome you all. So let's just go ahead. So at the beginning of the year 2020, we expected that, it's going to be a good year. I'm going to do this, I'm going to get promoted at work, I'm going to make social investments, I'm going to get married, I'm going to travel overseas, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Well, nobody saw this coming, man. Like, the virus just came out of nowhere and ravaged the world. You know, people are getting sick, people are getting scared, the economy is falling, and then there's so much uncertainty in the land. But there's this guy I follow. His name is Sam. He's the founder of The Hustle. Sam says, amidst great crisis lies great opportunity. Do you understand? So, for the fact that, yes, the system of the world has changed, does not mean the world is going to come. Does not mean everything about the world is going to grind. It just means that new opportunities are going to come. It just means that old way of doing things are going to stop, and then new ways of doing things are going to emerge. Let's look at Zoom, for example. Zoom, the video calling company, the video conferencing company. Zoom was just an underdog, but then the coronavirus crisis actually brought Zoom to the limelight. All of a sudden, everybody is going into Zoom, using Zoom. Zoom stock is rising. Zoom is trending. Facebook is trying to copy Zoom. So that's that. So the crisis was an opportunity for Zoom. Now, let's take it back to you as an individual. So what's up with you? How I know it's been scary. Everyone is scared. Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. But how about you? What are you doing during this period? How are you ensuring that you're going to survive through the coronavirus pandemic? And how would you become valuable? How are you positioning yourself to become valuable towards the new way of doing things, to become successful post coronavirus? Do you get what I mean? So I think the main thing you should do, the main priority right now for everyone, yes, this includes me, is first to survive. Yes, people are getting really sick, people are dying, economy crashing, jobs not so secure, people are losing jobs. There is fear in the land. Yes, it can be very depressing. Yes, I'm not going to lie. At the beginning of this crisis, I was a bit depressed. But we found a way to, manage and handle the situation and, and cope and adapt. So the first thing I would say is manage your mental health. So you have to be aware that what's going on in the world right now is not normal. But are you going to really be paralyzed into not taking action? Are you going to be paralyzed into not making moves? Are you going to be paralyzed into not positioning for the future if you survive this? Yes, I'm hoping you're going to survive this, and we're all going to survive this. It feels like a movie. So you have to manage your mental health. You cannot let depression actually drive you down. You cannot let fear hold you from taking action. Do you understand? So how are you going to manage your mental health? The best thing you can do is to have a positive mindset. Believe that, I'm going to survive this thing no matter what. I'm going to survive. I'm going to come out better after this crisis. We don't know how long the crisis is going to last, but I'm going to thrive. I'm going to succeed. Do you understand? So having the mindset of, oh yes, the future is bright for me, would even make you want to leave. Do you get? It make you want to live through this crisis and get into the future. So manage your mental health. Another way you can manage your mental health is having really good friends, having supportive friends. So you should have friends that you check up on and friends that check up on you. But the thing about friendship that I've come to is not just friendship, but life generally is you have to give to receive. So you can't accuse people of not being your friends when you are not a good friend. So you have to be a good friend first before people would actually want to be friends with you. Alright, so now that we've talked about managing your mental health as a way of coping during the coronavirus crisis, another thing you want to be doing is conserving. So you want to conserve your energy, you want to conserve your food, you want to conserve your money. You get, these things are important. You don't want to, because we really don't know if there's going to be a shortage or things are going to crash. So you just want to conserve the resources that you have, because it is with these resources that you are going to survive through this pandemic, through COVID-19, through coronavirus, through whatever they call it. So another way of actually coping during this pandemic, I'm going to talk about coping, and then that's during the pandemic and then after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, and then positioning yourself for success. Coping during the pandemic and positioning yourself for success after the pandemic. Another way of coping through the pandemic is escapism. What do I mean by escapism? So if you find out that you're too anxious, you're always anxious, then you have to engage in activities that will distract your mind and make you happy, at least for a while. So ways through which you can practice escapism is through books. Read interesting books. Read fiction. Fiction helps. Books that makes you imagine things. Books with great storylines. You could read self-help books to just escape it. Don't read the serious stuff. A lot of people don't like serious things, so you should read books that have great stories. You could read biographies of people. You could just read fictional books with good stories. Another thing you can do is watching movies. Good old Netflix. Netflix found out their stock prices went up because people are home, and then when you're home, you still need to engage in something. So Netflix, they have a great collection, great catalog that you can actually go enjoy yourself, go escape, go watch some movies, and and just chill and be good. All right, so another thing that can help you is to journal. In the earlier episodes of this podcast, I told you about the benefits of actually journaling. Journaling is writing, like having a diary and then writing in your diary every day. Writing in your diary is actually very therapeutic. It's going to clear your mind. It's going to show you the direction of your life. It's going to show you things that are not working. And through writing and going back to read whatever you wrote, you're going to see how to take action to get to the desired results that you want. All right, so all of this is how to cope during the coronavirus pandemic, during the COVID-19 pandemic. All right, so now what do you do during this pandemic to position you for the future, to position you for success after the pandemic? You know what you need to do? You need to skill up, actually. So the conventional way of doing things is really going to change. After this pandemic, even people that had a full offline workforce would have a great remote culture. So what I mean by remote culture is work from home is going to become a big thing across the world, even in Africa. So Nigeria is going to be a part of this trend, a part of this work from home trend. So there will be job losses. So, but does that mean if you lose your job, does that mean that is the end of your life? It shouldn't be. So the people who, if you look at it, the people who are successful, really successful, okay, some people, or the few icons, the people who stand out, the Mark Zuckerberg, the Steve Jobs, the Bill Gates, and the rest of them, they are successful because they created their own path. Do you understand? So most times, okay, you don't like your job. Why not create a job that you would like? Why not create a job yourself that you would like? Do you understand? And then if you are consistent over the years, you'll become successful. And you might, leave a legacy to the world. Alright, so let's talk about skills. Now, what are the kind of skills that would be high in demand? So technology skills will be high in demand. People who know how to write software, people who know how to build programs, people who know how to build, who know how to code, people who know how to solve problems using data. So technology is going to be high in demand. So if you want to learn a skill, I'll just suggest some things that you can do in order to position yourself for the what's the word to use here? The influx or the rise of remote jobs that will be available during the coronavirus pandemic and even after the COVID-19 pandemic. So software developers is always in demand. The demand is going to be high. So with emerging technology like artificial intelligence, data science, AI, and all of that. So software developers are going to be in high demand. Apart from that, another area that's going to be in high demand is data analyst. So a lot of data is being generated. Whatever you do, if you have a pattern, you're generating data. If you are living, going to work, eating, blah blah blah, whatever you're doing, you're actually generating data. So people, not even people now, companies are actually going to look for people. Companies have a lot of data and they don't know how to utilize this data to get insights on how to optimize their business processes or help them to launch new services and products. So there's going to be a high demand for data analysts, people who can analyze data and then give insights on what should be done based on the data. So analyze the data and then provide actionable insights. Do you understand? So the first thing I said was software development. So there are free resources that you can go learn software development. There is Code Academy. There is Udemy, and a lot of there's Lambda School. I like Lambda School, but Lambda School does not accept Nigerians. Lambda School pays you to learn how to, build software. They pay you while you are learning, and then when you've gotten a job, you pay them back. Sounds cool, right? So data analyst too. If you check Udemy, if you check Code Academy and Lambda, yes, they also offer data analysis. Yes. So apart from data analysis, what else can you do? Another high in demand area is going to be copywriting. Do you know what copy is? Copywriting is putting copy, that is writing. So there are different forms of writing. There is article writing, there is article writing, there is web writing, and all of that. But copywriters are actually one of the most in demand sets among writers. They are specialists, and they write with the aim of getting people to take action. Do you understand? So I don't know what to say on how to sell this product. I would go and look for the service of a copywriter, and the copywriter would write a sales copy that would make people read about that when people read about my product, they would be persuaded to buy. So I know copywriters in Nigeria. I'm not talking about globally. Everything I mentioned are things that you can do even in a third world country like Nigeria. So I know copywriters in Nigeria that are actually making money. They are making millions of naira and thousands of dollars doing copywriting. So you might want to be a copywriter. Now, something else that you can do during this coronavirus pandemic to position you for the future, another answer is personal brand building. Now, are you an expert? Do you have something that you do that people like and they always ask you to teach them this thing? Do you know that you can actually make money training these people? And you don't even have to do a physical training. Nobody wants to leave their houses these days to go for training. So you can do this training online. You can do it on Zoom. You can do it on platforms like WhatsApp, even on WhatsApp. So you can actually I've actually mixed trainings and personal brand building. But I'll just go ahead and talk about trainings. So whatever it is that you can do very well, that people want to learn, don't commonize whatever skill you have. You might have whatever skill you have, people are actually dying to learn that skill. So why not offer to teach? Why not offer to teach people and then get paid, make money? You can even make money from your house. But most times people would not patronize you if they don't know you. Then this leads us into the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is personal brand building. That means you need to start to do what? Share content that positions you as an expert in your field, in your chosen field. You need to share content that people. Welcome back, guys. So I was talking about sharing content. So in order to attract people, in order to make people know that yes, you're an expert in this area, you need to begin to share your knowledge, share part of the knowledge that you have. When you share your knowledge, when you consistently share knowledge, people begin to associate you with that thing that you consistently share. They begin to know that, oh, this person really knows what she's talking about. This person really knows what he's talking about on this particular topic. You cannot be a jack of all trades. You have to be known for something. And then when you are known for something, you can then begin to say, oh, are you interested in learning about this thing? How about I teach you? I do a 3-day course or a 3-day training program, and then I teach you how to do so thing for a fee. And this training can be on WhatsApp. This training can be on Zoom. You get? And then people register. And before you know it, you have a thriving training business. I know people who are earning a living by having online courses. Now, let me tell you something about this training. Let me tell you something very, very, very amazing about offering training services. Now, if you've offered trainings for a while, you can even automate the trainings. So you don't have to be training people all the time. I paid for a training recently. And what the guy did was just share videos with me. So he didn't train me one-on-one anymore. He had done the training for people. And then he just shared the video with me and said, okay, go watch this, go watch this, go watch this. And it felt like this guy was training me one-on-one. Do you understand? So the guy can have like thousands of students or hundreds of students, but he's not training them. So he's not doing, it's just like he's sleeping and then it's, okay, imagine you sleeping and then you're letting the internet actually do the training on your behalf because you've recorded it. So that is one good advantage of doing trainings. Do you get? So, but in order to get to the level where you can do trainings, it means you have to position yourself as an expert. And how are the ways to position yourself? You can start a blog, so you can begin to write. You don't need to go and pay thousands of naira or hundreds of dollars to actually start a blog. You can start a blog on platforms like medium.com. You can start a blog on platforms like this substack.com. You can start a blog on platforms like wordpress.com. You can start a blog on platforms like blogger.com. Another way you can actually build your brand is by sharing useful content on social media. So you go on Facebook, you go on Twitter, you go on Instagram, you share content. And then even on your WhatsApp status, you can share content. Sometimes your immediate friends and family would be the people who patronize you first before other people get to patronize you. So another way of building your personal brand, this is very solid. This is like something people are doing and then they've been able to get an income doing what they love, is actually opening a vlog. Do you know what the vlog is? That's a video blog. It's called, so you become a vlogger or you start doing what they call vlogging. So the biggest platform where people vlog is on YouTube. So start creating content, uploading content on YouTube, and you can start to make money. So one other aspect I will talk about on how to skill up so that you can survive past the coronavirus crisis in the new world when things will change and remote work and the internet would rule the world, and everything will be technology driven, and then so you have to adapt to all of these technologies, is affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is where, so if you have an audience, if you have a blog, you have been blogging for a while, you've been sharing content for a while, you can say, I found this resource, it is good for you. And then you say, go and buy it. You might not be the owner of that product. You might not be the owner of the resource. But because you are referring people to go buy the product, you earn a commission. And I tell you, there are people who make a full-time living doing affiliate marketing. Do you understand? So I believe I've been able to share a lot of things that you can do. But I'm aware that in the course of this podcast, I don't want to make it too long. So I did not touch every of those topics in depth. I just gave you an overview, a brief summary of the things, just to open your mind to the things that you could do in order to survive and position yourself to succeed after the coronavirus crisis. If, however, you had something that you'd like to pursue further, then I would gladly guide you in the direction. I would gladly direct you to a resource person or a tutor or a trainer, or even teach you myself, depending on our agreement. So if you're interested in any of those things I have mentioned, you can actually reach out to me. I'll put my email address is I'll put my website down there, so you can actually contact me through my website, the Lurge, DISHA.page. So thelurge.disha.page, DLURGE.disha.page. So meanwhile, I wanted to tell you guys that I'm launching an online community for entrepreneurs, for young people, for young career people. So the online community it's called the Grind Club. So the Grind Club is a newsletter community of young business-minded people. What we do is we give you useful information, just like the type we're giving you in this podcast, but we'll be communicating mostly via email. And then once in a while, we're going to organize meetings. We are going to share resources like this that would help you to propel yourself, to propel your career, to position yourself for opportunities. It's going to be like a network of like-minded people. So you're going to meet, so you can get connections, you can get business partners, you can get collaborators, you can get jobs. So we're going to share all of these things. We are going to bring young people, vibrant young people, successful young people, aspirational young people together. So if you like to be a part of the grind, go on Twitter and follow us at the Grind Club. Twitter at the Grind Club, and on Instagram at thegrind.club. So Twitter at the Grind Club, on Instagram at thegrind.club. And if you love this podcast, feel free to subscribe, to share, to invite your friends. Or you could even tell me, oh man, Mr. Muyiwa, you're doing a good job. I enjoyed listening to your podcast. I would like you to talk about so things. So you can actually reach out to me via my website, thelurge.disha.page. I would probably drop my email address somewhere in the description, so you can always reach out to me. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Niger Biz Review podcast. In next subsequent episodes, I think I'll bring in some experts in some of these fields I've mentioned and then interview them, so you see the opportunities on how to actually transform one secret to life. I'll tell you one secret to life is do not define yourself by a particular role. You should always be evolving. Always evolve. Don't get tied and say, oh, they know me as this thing, so I cannot become something. Who told you that? You can always become whoever you want to be. So have the growth mindset. Have the mindset that, oh, I need to evolve. I need to become a better person. I need to become this person. And then you begin to take action into becoming whoever it is. You know, the people who succeed, they are the people that take action. All right, thank you for listening to my podcast. Feel free to share it. Feel free to subscribe. Feel free to give us positive reviews. I like your feedback. Keep the feedback coming. Thank you, all the people from Nigeria, from the United States, from the United Kingdom, from Canada. Thank you so much. I remain Olumuyiwa George. Until I come your way next time, thank you for listening to the Niger Biz Review Podcast. This episode is brought to you by The Grind.club. Check us out, The Grind.club.